human. .11:02, Joe Doerrer, strictly B-ball with Parker Fox, Big Ten Network basketball calling sensation. Had an opportunity to work with the affable and talented Corey Provis recently, and sources tell me you have another Golden Gophers men's game coming up soon. Can you confirm or deny?
Yeah, that's correct. A week from today, it's the last non-conference games for the Gophers before they get into the grueling Big Ten schedule, as you and I know. Going to be tough for any Big Ten team, but especially a Gophers team that really doesn't go deep into their bench. They only play about 7 guys. So one more opportunity non-conference against Fairleigh Dickinson on the Big Ten Network.
Sweet.
Next Monday at 8 p.m.
At Parker Fox 24 to learn more. Joe Doerrer, strictly B-ball. Check out that high school basketball tour that Nolan and Joe are doing. It sounds really, really cool, and all social media channels will have it. Now, NBA officiating. Nuggets coach David Adelman Saturday night followed Chris Finch's cue from Friday against OKC and had to be restrained by Nuggets security and assistant coaches from going after a ref. Okay, this is not to be taken lightly. There's a difference between yelling, having an assistant say stop, and then you're getting thrown out, as opposed to leaving restraints of people holding you back and trying to run at somebody. You're that incensed. So a day after Finchie went ballistic, David Adelman almost did the same thing for the Nuggets. NBA officiating, in my opinion, is the worst it ever has been the last few years. And now coaches are becoming so apoplectic, they want to fight them during games. I'm not kidding. It's happened twice this year.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Joe first.
Man, I think just the reception that Finchie got after he did what he did is kind of telling of what everyone has been feeling about this for a while. I think the focus for me as a Timberwolves fan has been on the Thunder and the way that they're officiated. It's, feels inconsistent at all times. And Finchie was kind of just defending everyone, or kind of has the stance of everyone when he was going out there.
No, I think you're exactly right. It's there's a brotherhood within coaches in the league. The league is very close. Like, all these guys are very close. You got to give the guys credit. Like, as much as a Minnesota sports fan, we're like, Shea's such a free throw emergent, the whole bit. Like, I hate when he throws his head back. But he's found a way to manipulate the refs. So I think as a reffing core, you have to come together, and somebody's got to lead that and say, hey, we're not allowing the head throwback. Like, Tyus Jones Patton did the head throwback in high school. He was one of the best at it. And now you see it. But the thing
you mean like throw the head back like the arms would flail?
like the whole Karl Anthony Towns flail your arms bit. Like, he was too tall to be doing that anyways. It used to piss me off.
Yeah,
man.
And he was always on the ground, and it was 4-on-5.
Exactly. But the thing that I really hate to see is now it's trickling into the youth, right? So these kids are so impressionable, and every kid, you go to these youth tournaments, and granted, wear whatever shoes, whatever wristbands, whatever sweatbands you want, but play the game the right way. Stop throwing threes from your hips like Steph Curry. Stop throwing the head back like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, fundamentals are getting lost. And I know I sound like an old grandpa, get off my lawn type of bit here, but fundamentals are such a huge part of the game, and I think officiating's hurting that to the youth side as well.
I can't speak for the youth side, but as the pros go, they are elevating overmatched people for whatever the reason, and they are making too many mistakes. We see the same thing in the NFL with like side judges, back judges, officials, not the referees. The hiring practices in those sports need to be refined because they are elevating people who do not belong at the highest level. How does all of this improve?
Yeah, it almost has to be like a hard reset, hard rewire. I working with Corey Provis the past couple games, we've been talking about the MLB side, and Tim Cheetah, who was an
umpire?
MLB umpire.
He was the bomb.
He did several World Series games, the whole bit. We were talking with him courtside yesterday, and he just talked about the fact that this might go unhuman. We might go to the robot side of, hey, this is a strike and this is a ball. And now you can't do that for basketball. You can't do that for football. So you need to find a different way. And in my opinion, it's got to be hardwired in the development of these officials. Like, there has to be There has to be a you earned it, pay your dues type of thing, and not everybody just gets to be an NBA official. Like, we got to figure out a way to work this thing up, work your way up the ladder, because if you're just handing out, like, hey, here, you get to be an NBA official, it's not going to work.
Right.
And you and I discussed, I don't care who you are, where you're from, you got to pick the right people to officiate.
I think one idea I have is there should be an objective stats on correct calls and missed calls that
there has to be.
That is public.
That. Yep.
And I think we should know who the best refs are. And we should have when we have a certain ref and be like, this is the best ref in the league.
Yeah.
Objectively. And then if there's a glaring weakness, that ref should either, be downgraded to the G League, or, we should know who the best refs are, and that should be public.
Well, I kind of like that baseball bit. I forget what the site is, but I see writers reference it all the time, where it shows, this guy had 5 missed strikes in XYZ game. They give grades and percentages. One thing I was going to ask you guys, though, don't you feel there's this delicate balance where you see what Finch did, you see what Adelman did? I don't think the league is unaware that there's an issue, but they also don't want to have to admit that there's an issue. I think they'd be very hesitant to do so. And then there's the element of we're feeling shown up. So it almost there has to be a stubbornness with the league behind closed doors in some respects, where this is an issue, but to come out publicly and denote this would then put failure at our doorstep, and there would be a lot of questions and issues surrounding that. I think that kind of delays maybe improvement or evolution.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're exactly right, Nordo. The evolution of the game is taken so many steps over the past couple of years, and I truly think that the NBA, the officials have kind of gotten lost in that. So I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, the game's going to continue to evolve, but so do these referees, and you're just seeing the frustration coming out of these coaches. And credit to the Wolves for like recentering themselves. You're playing the best team in the league. Like, hey, we're trying to find a way to win on a Friday night against the Thunder, who are the best record in the league. So I give the Wolves a lot of credit for that too. But something I always kind of learned growing up is, like, as a player, you got to have a next play mentality. You can never control what the officials are going to do. Now you can try to talk to them and butter them up the whole bit. I was guilty for that all the time, but you have to have next play mentality, and give the Wolves a lot of credit for that Friday night.
I'm probably wrong with this, because I'm not going to spend time going through all the NBA coaches' fines for things like this. I said it to Nordo earlier, is I think the NBA's way of conceding that there's a problem here. Okay. And yes, that was an egregious foul with 2 of them looking right at it. But what Finch did, you never, ever, ever see coaches get that mad. You got fined $35,000. Are you kidding me? I mean, I thought that was a 150 minimum for nationally. It's the prime. They're pushing the prime bid. It's a Friday night. I thought it was a 1 or a 125 or whatever. 35. Come on, man. We can read between the lines on that. Joe Doerrer's in studio, Strictly B-Ball. Really cool conversation. I'd like to do it more if you have time. Who are the best 4 teams in the Western Conference? OKC, Denver. Who are the other 2?
I mean, we got to talk Wolves, right, Joe?
Yeah, I think the Wolves are a top 4 team in the Western Conference. We just moved up to 5 over the Rockets, who just lost to the Kings last night. The Wolves aren't the only team that can struggle against the Kings.
They lost that overtime game to the Kings.
Yes.
Holy cow.
The Rockets are losing a couple games. I think the Wolves are definitely not in the tier of the Thunder, even though we beat them right now. But I think they're in the second tier, and I think that puts them in the top 4.
Well, what about newfangled Luka? I mean, this needs to be taken very seriously. He cut weight. He got himself in shape. He's keeping the weight off. The triple-double the other night with the 5 steals. Are you kidding me with that? So, LeBron has taken a backseat to a certain extent with the way he's playing. Ayton, when he plays, wonderful pick-and-roll center, one of the best in the NBA when he's healthy. He's going to get rebounds for them, block a shot or 2 a game. So Austin Reeves can beat you from multiple positions. What do you think about the Lakers?
I think Luka needs to be taken seriously. I think if you have him on the team, you have a chance to go to the finals. I do think the Lakers will potentially struggle in a 7-game series against really athletic teams like the Wolves, the Thunder, and the Rockets. So I think Ayton has been a lot better than I expected. but I would put the Wolves, the Rockets, the Nuggets, and the Thunder over the Lakers right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, and another team I truly love. They didn't, show up in that NBA Cup Finals game is what the Spurs are doing.
Yep.
You can't not talk about Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah. If they get 2 straight months out of Wembanyama with 30-plus minutes, Castle is playing with or outplaying
Harper
Fox.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, Dylan Harper's coming on too, right?
Yeah, their backcourt core, even talking about the wing position and Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson, they got so many pieces there with the Aaron Fox, Harper, Castle. They got a bright future there in San Antonio, and it's all spearheaded by Victor Wembanyama.
I love that. Joe Doerrer, strictly B-ball. The Timberwolves to this point, just paint with a broad brush. Overall, what do you think?
I think it was kind of a frustrating start to the season, especially with some poor point guard play. I think people, maybe overreacted a little bit early on, but I still think it's an issue. Mike Conley looked great last night, I will say. But I would say we're what, 20 and 11 right now?
19 and 10, I think.
We're 19 and 10. Yep. I think overall, if you would have said that we're going to be 19 and 10 with a little bit of struggle at the point guard play, you would say it's a good start to the season. And I like where we're at. And I think the biggest thing recently to me that's been promising is the play of Bones Highland. I think he's going to be a serviceable player all season long. So
he's never played better. Yeah. I mean, he was a bit with the LA Clippers where it was like a Harlem Globetrotters type thing. He just was wild and Bones fits in.
Yeah. And he's the same age as Terrence Shannon Jr.
Wow.
And I think that he's still considered, we don't consider him part of that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's young.
I'd put him at 28, 29, 30.
He's 25 years old. Shannon is obviously an older second-year player, but he's not considered a part of that young core, and he hasn't played a ton of NBA minutes. And I think maybe this is the point in his career where he's really matured to the point where he's always had the skill set to be a good scorer, a good playmaker. And I think he's now kind of shaping up to be the player that a lot of people thought he could have been early on.
Joe, go ahead, Parker.
No, I was just going to say, I think you have to go with that for a little bit right now. A lot of people want to speculate trades, but I heard Barrero talking about it the other day. There's just not a player that lights my eyes up. And if there is a player, you just have to give too much for him.
So you wouldn't go Kobe White straight up for DiVincenzo?
No, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Well, it's interesting ever since those rumors popped up.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo's been lights out.
Balling.
I mean, that's how human nature works with a lot of these high enders, you know?
He's the perfect guy, and we have a 6 and 7 man. When you want to start Bones at the 1 and bring Dante off the bench with Nas and Dante, that's a championship type of, team. Dante, in my opinion, Dante's not a starter on a championship type of team, but he's a 6 man that comes in and knocks down shots. He plays hard. He competes. He's not afraid to ruffle the feathers a little bit. So I just don't love the trade names on the block right now.
Yeah.
I just think you got to rock with what you have for a little bit, and if it doesn't work, then maybe you make something happen at the deadline.
See, I like Kobe White more than you.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
He's a tweener. I get it. But he is every bit as good a 3-point shooter as Dante DiVincenzo. Maybe a little more reckless with it.
Yeah.
Doesn't play defense, and he's not in DiVincenzo's class with that. But he also, I know Josh Giddey's getting a lot of love with the Bulls.
Yeah.
Vucevic no longer draws doubles anywhere, and they don't let him shoot the threes from the corner, but I don't know, he's just not the same.
Yeah.
What else do we have there? We have Trey Jones.
Trey Jones, Javon Carter, Io DeSuma,
Patrick Williams, Okoro.
Modest Buzelis.
Yeah, Modest. Yeah,
he's been
there we
good.
go.
Yeah.
He's good, but what I'm saying here is if you put Kobe White with Anthony Edwards
I like that a little
and
bit.
Julius Randle, and they got to get the attention, look out.
Yeah.
Okay? We're talking 7-8 assists a game, 2, 3, 4 threes on average a game, more open shots. If there was, it would lead.
Is he going to take too many shots?
Who?
Kobe.
What, here?
Kobe White.
I don't know.
just curious what that change would be, because his usage from a shooting standpoint.
He shoots more. I think he would shoot less here.
Yeah.
Because he has to shoot more there because they have 19 guards, and every time he hears the horn, he gets whiplash.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I'm projecting.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm projecting what I see from there to here. That would have to be altered, but the ability to distribute would be awesome.
Well, and he would have more open threes here is what I would guess. And
Good point.
And he is a better. Okay, so DiVincenzo, if he's even a 1.5,
Yeah.
he's kind of a he's a 1.5.
Yeah.
But Kobe's more of he was a point guard in North Carolina, man.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's his natural position. He's playing a little bit more off the ball.
Is
with
Legion
Josh
Hoops
Giddey, but
even reliable? They got like 1 million Twitter followers. I didn't even know who it was till this thing came out.
I don't know much about Legion
Yeah,
Hoops.
Joe, why don't you comment on Legion
There's
Hoops?
a lot of fake Legion Hoops as well. There's
Really?
There's like I think they just aggregate what other reporters
goody.
say. So I don't.
So they're
think,
profiting off other people's
yeah, they
work.
they don't break any
What a
news
world.
themselves.
What a world.
Yeah, they just do attribution.
What a freaking work. God bless all of you. You came up with it, you execute it, and it works. Wow. Okay. Lastly, I think the Knicks are the best team in the East. All right. But am I shortchanging the Pistons?
I think the Knicks are the best team in the East. The Pistons are a fun regular season story to me, and Cade Cunningham has been amazing.
Unbelievable.
But I want to bring up a different team. I think the Celtics.
Jordan Walsh, though.
Jordan Walsh.
Jordan Walsh enters the chat, as the kids would say.
I watched him a lot in high school, actually. Great,
Really?
Great defender.
What a tough sucker. I hadn't heard of him till 2 months ago. What a tough sucker he
He hit
is.
a 3 in high school. He's hitting threes now, so that's promising. Jason Tatum is going to come back at some point this season.
I believe it too.
What?
Yeah.
He, in November, he was already working out. I literally thought it was AI.
Great. Oh, there goes the con artist.
Picking them up
the
on
league
fantasy.
Freak players, add players. I'm sitting here talking on the microphone.
When are the fantasy basketball playoffs? I don't know if he'll be back for that, but
Okay,
I think
good.
he's going to come back maybe in late March, April.
Yeah. Well, Jalen Brown's game will regress a little.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
I
will
mean,
his hairline.
Jalen has been alpha dog without Tatum.
Yeah, and the Peyton Pritchard bit too.
Yeah,
and,
he's been a lot better.
He's had a
Yeah.
30-point triple-double.
And Garza scores.
Yeah.
I mean, Luka just came off an injury-related layup, went for like 10 and 10.
Yeah, that's the position. I think that's a kind of a question mark with the Celtics with Keita and Luka.
Yeah.
So you got to have a good front court if you're going to make runs in the playoffs. But
Cade is just okay.
Yeah,
he's got a lot to learn.
A lot to learn. Yeah, but
He's young, right?
Very young.
Yeah, young kid, but
young in the league at least.
Yeah, he's got the size. He's
Might
got
be a poor man's Musa Diabate.
I kind of like that
Just
one.
kidding. Hey, Joe, let's do this again. Especially when the Viking season ends, man. Let's. You're local, right?
Yeah, I'm local. Northeast Minneapolis.
Yeah, we don't need Parker here for you to come by.
Come on, man.
We can go back
Sum
and
me
forth
out.
all you want on Jordan Walsh and
I need one.
The emergence of Jalen Johnson on KFAN. I appreciate it. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you for having me.
My ma'am, if I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. God bless you, Taylor, on both of your families. And thanks for everything in 2025. All right.
Yeah, I love you, P. I got a text from Taylor this morning saying Merry Christmas as
Right
well
up.
to you. So,
Love you,
love
Joe.
you guys.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Joe Doerrer, Strictly B-Ball. Back after this. If you missed those celebratory locker room drive-bys following the victory over the Giants, we're going to play them back for you now. But first, Justin School started for Christian Darrisaw, is out for the year. Juergens had to come in for Ryan Kelly. Brian O'Neill was almost inactive. All right. Watching him work out 3 hours before the game on the field, I thought maybe he'd be inactive. Those are some of the toughest hombres Pete and I have come across since calling games for about 2 decades. The moving company continues to do good work. You'll hear from Juergens and O'Neill, likewise for School in these drive-bys. But we begin with C.J. Ham, who wore the C yesterday, and he was quite touched.
Oh, yeah, it's truly a blessing. I mean, being the captain for the previous 4 years and obviously the injuries and everything enduring at the beginning of the season, it meant a lot. It's meant a lot, and I'm just blessed to be on this team, blessed to be with these guys and have the opportunity to, be one of the leaders.
CJ, how about the squad? I mean, non-playoff year, not preferred. But after that Seattle game, when you guys got shut out, and then now you've rattled off 3 in a row into the Lions game on Christmas Day, the resolve and the galvanizing nature of you guys sticking together, there are a lot of blowouts with teams that aren't going to the playoffs we see weekly in the NFL. That's not the case with the Vikings. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we still have something to play for. I mean, like you said, it's been a up and down year. We're not making the postseason, but man, there's so much to play for this team, for this culture. Everybody in here wants to be a great player, wants to do great things. So, and that's because of the culture that KO has built. And no matter what, if we step on that field, we're trying to win.
Lastly, my man, McCarthy leaves at the end of the first half on that big Burns hit. Brosmer comes in, finishes it out, and you guys win. When something like that happens during the course of a game, and the number 2 quarterback, who I would imagine is not taking a lot of snaps with the ones during the course of the week, like how does that adjustment work?
I mean, it's all because of Max. Max is a pro. He's one of the smartest guys on the team, to be honest with you, and he knows exactly what to do and how to do it. And I'm so glad he got the opportunity and made the most of the opportunity today to get us a dub.
My man, Merry Christmas to you. I know I'll see you on Christmas Day, but God bless you and your family. And it's always a great A, winning, and B, getting a chance to do a drive-by with you. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
That's C.J. Ham, fullback for the Minnesota Vikings, victorious today for a third consecutive time. They were able to beat the New York Giants. Michael, my man, what's going on? Michael Juergens, hey, nice to chat with you in this drive-by. Sadly, Ryan goes down, but you come in, and how did it work out? How do you think things went for you?
We got to win, so you're happy with that. Like any game, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. You got to acknowledge the good and acknowledge the bad and correct it and get ready for next week.
Yeah, the Minnesota Moving Company had Justin School starting his 7th game at left tackle and seemed to play well again after that Cowboys game where he just went lights out. And I know Burns had a couple of sacks, and Abdul Carter, he wreaked a little havoc during the game, but I mean, those guys get to do good things too. Burns and Carter are good, and you guys held up pretty well today. The cohesiveness of the Moving Company seems to be improving as the season moves on.
For sure, I definitely think so. We've had a lot of moving parts this year, and Coach Cooper and Wes and Keith, our assistant, they've all done a great job, preparing us, getting us ready for every game, and we're all getting reps in practice. And I think we have a really tight group, and I think that means something at this point in the year. We spent a lot of time together yesterday, and we always say, like, it's the NFL. They get paid too. They're going to make plays. They get paid to make plays. But yeah, I'm proud of how we did today.
I appreciate you, man. Great job. And Merry Christmas to you. Best of luck against the Lions, all right?
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Appreciate you. That's Michael Juergens, had to fill in for Ryan Kelly, who had to leave the game in the first half. And that obviously was an unfortunate situation, but Michael came in nicely. Justin, what's going on, my man? 7th start at left tackle. Lights out in the Cowboys game. Represented very well again today. I'm going to start here because you played at Tampa Bay, and I don't follow their penalty counts or anything in games. I mean, it was 22 accepted today. Holy cow. You ever been part of anything like that with all those flags?
No, I haven't. Yeah, there seemed to be a lot, but not much we can do about it. You know what I mean? Just try and clean up our technique and keep moving forward.
When you go against, say, Abdul Carter and Burns and the scheme that they offer, a week after, the Dallas Cowboys, where really, with all due respect, they don't offer on the edge what the Giants offer on the edge. What's the approach into the game when you watch those guys on film?
I think the approach is really just trying to stay true to your technique and trying to play your game. They're obviously really talented rushers, and so if you make a mistake, they're going to capitalize on it. And so just being disciplined enough to stay true to your technique, snap in and snap out for 60 minutes.
Lastly, drive-by with Justin School, left tackle for the Vikings. Brosmer comes in the second half. All right, he's not taking any snaps with the ones during the course of the week. It's not like he doesn't know what's happening, but that's a big, big move. How was the huddle? How did he handle everything?
He handled it phenomenally, and that's how Max has been since he's gotten here. Is he's really taken command of the huddle whenever he stepped in. It's been impressive as a rookie to see him step in, command the huddle, know what he's supposed to be doing, and so nothing changed today. We had all the confidence in the world, and as you can see, that's why we had all the confidence. Yeah,
and we're recording this before the Lions are playing the Steelers, so under the assumption Aiden Hutchinson plays, just another day at the office, right? You got Burns with 15 sacks one week. You go right into Aiden Hutchinson the next week. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's also a heck of a rusher, so we're going to have a good game plan for him and bring our best game.
Great job, my man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Justin School, the left tackle for the Minnesota Vikings, with Christian Darrisaw being put on injured reserve for a remainder of the season. And Justin came up big against some really good pass rushers with the Vikings winning 16-13. Max Brosmer, my man. Well, when you jumped on the bus today, okay, Spearfish Sam Newton asked you the same question every week. If you happen to get into the game, do you have a favorite play? You always have something. Today it involved Naylor. What was the pass to the right sideline to Naylor when he got twisted up? Was that favorite play?
The one that I overthrew to the right? Yeah. It was a good one. I thought it was a great call, actually. I thought that the defense was going to do something different to me that play. And I ended up looking over there too long and ultimately made a throw that was pushing to the sideline away from a safety and a post safety. So could have done a better job on my end holding the safety and understand that I can, use my eyes to dictate the flow of where the defense is going. But Jalen ran a good route and could have done a better job putting the ball on him.
Max, how about the guy to your left, Justin Jefferson? I mean, I know you had a 29-yard hit in that Seattle game. That's still your NFL long. Bruh, that pass right hash to the left sideline to Justin, the catch Justin made. Oh, yeah. I mean, that has to be, as your career goes, as it continues to develop, that has to be like one of the highlights, right?
I think so. I mean, I thought, again, going back to the call, just understanding what we were going to get on, third and extra long. I thought that when he called the play, I was like thinking the exact same thing in the huddle. Yeah. And, Justin ran a great route. Protection-wise, on third and long, we couldn't have protected better. I mean, I didn't get touched. And making that throw is a lot easier when the O-line's doing their job up front. Getting a great protection with CJ on the right side there, and we get a lick by the tight end to the left, and it just kind of all came together. And Justin ran a great route, had a great catch at the end. That Josh had been talking about, that ball is either thrown out of bounds or complete on the sideline, and Justin made it right, which is really cool. And being the guy to throw that ball to him is really cool feeling too.
Last one, bud, for Max Brosmer with a drive-by. Kind of a rough day for some Gophers today. Newbin gets knocked out of the game, but then he comes back. But Newbin also had the only touchdown for the Giants. John Michael Schmitz, he goes down. You are part of your very first victory. When it comes to what you do during the course of a week as the backup quarterback, and then you come in and play, like how does that work? I mean, how much work with the ones do you get during the course of the week, and how can you come in and be so secure when you're coming in cold?
Yeah, you don't get any work, to be honest, as the backup. Sometimes you might get one or two routes. If JJ needs a break, and that's kind of your job as a backup, is like if he's good on the route and we need a route to be run, I'll be the guy to throw it. But everything is mental. It's behind the ones, watch them take the reps and try to put yourself in that space, and having great guys around you too that help you prepare is really important too. Josh and JT and John Wolford. I mean, it's truly a room. It's not just a one-man show. Throughout the week, it's the preparation with the other quarterbacks and the coaches, and then on the field, it's the same thing. It's like, we saw this, and this. They're changing up this look. They're giving us more of this look than we saw on film. And it's constant communication. And I felt, with the structure of that system, it makes it easier to go in and play. Not easy, but easier than it would be. So we got a great, structure around us.
That was a beautiful explanation. It also includes center Michael Juergens, who had to come in and play, and School starting at left tackle for a second consecutive game. It takes a village, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's Max Brosmer, quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Quick little drive-by here with the game changer. Jarvis Landry, you're familiar with him, right?
Yeah, of course I am.
Pretty good wide receiver for many, many years. Randy Moss, Hall of Famer, you're quite familiar with him, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, Randy's next. We got Jarvis today with Justin securing the most receptions by anybody in the history of the NFL through their first 6 seasons. It's a non-playoff year, man. I know that bugs you, and I know there have been some things that have eaten at you during the course of the year because you're a high-end game changer. But today had to be one of the most different games you've ever been involved in. I'm talking high school, LSU, the whole thing with all the penalties. You got offensive linemen getting replaced, new quarterback in the second half. What you think?
Yeah, it was definitely one of those, difficult games just to, embrace all of the different stuff that's going on. But I'm just proud of the guys just from staying intact and, of course, keeping their head up and continue going forward. So definitely shout out to Max from finishing the game in the second half and leading us to this victory. And then, of course, defensively, they always been doing good, making plays and, putting us in great positions to go score, to, change the game. So it was a great team effort.
Justin, it's with these records that you break every single year or you set them. I mean, that's football immortality. It's not arrogant to be proud of those records, man. You work really, really hard. You've had some non-playoff years. You've had some playoff years. But, I mean, to have the most receptions and eventually the most yards, assuming you pass Moss next game, how do you feel about all that?
It's so, surreal, just to really think about the work that I put in and just from being, doubted and not really being looked at the same as other top receivers I felt like I was in the same boat with. So it's just an honor, a blessing to be in this situation, to have the yards, have the catches. Just to be the person that I am today, is I'm very grateful for that. Grateful for the life that I get to live every single day. So, it's definitely a blessing.
Well, That'll preach. That was fantastic. Lastly, I'm just going to give you I don't want to say advice, but just something to start thinking about now with the Christmas Day game. Lions. Trash talkers. I mean, you've gone back and forth with Amik Robertson and a bunch of the people in the secondary for the Lions, so you got to kind of get your mind right for that now, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a quick turnaround, a quick week. We play Thursday, so, really just, of course, focus on this win for 24 hours, and then, once that hit, then it's on to something new and something better, which we play in front of our home fans on Christmas Day. That's a blessing in disguise. So it's just an honor to be back on this field, to be healthy after this game, and for us to go back into the week on Thursday, quick turnaround to, get a good win.
Merry Christmas, man. You're fantastic. Congratulations on cracking that receptions record today. God bless you and your family, and can't wait to call the next one.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Justin Jefferson. You got it, Justin. Thank you very much. The Vikings, A.B. O'Neill, Brian O'Neill. Man, I mean, not that it matters to you or anything. You're a tough guy. And, when I see players out there before the game, 2.5 hours before the game, it's a 50-50 at best. And, I don't know what you're playing through. I don't know how badly it hurts. It's not my business. But it was sketchy as to whether you were going to play today. It's important to you, I can tell, and always has been, to push through injuries and be that guy that's there for the rest of the team, isn't it?
Hell yeah. I mean, if you can play, you play. There's a reason why this is so special. There's a reason why so many people want to do this. There's a reason why it's the best job in the world. There's a reason why so many people miss it. If you got a chance to play in the NFL, you do it. And so if there's a chance, I'm going to be out there.
Lastly, Juergens has to fill in for Kelly. Feel bad for Ryan Kelly. Darrisaw's done for the rest of the year. School starts a second consecutive seventh here for the Vikings. How about those guys, man, jumping in there?
Oh yeah, it took everybody, and it's taken everybody this year. And kudos to those guys stepping in and being able to communicate well on the road. I thought Juergens did a really good job at the line of scrimmage, coupled with having to do two different quarterbacks. The communication between JJ Ryan, JJ Jergs, Max Jergs, the whole thing was very seamless from a standpoint. So credit to the coaches, credit to those guys for staying ready and realizing that, over the course of an NFL season, when your number's called, you got to be ready to go.
You're one of my favorites, man. Just seriously, I mean that. Merry Christmas. See you on Thursday.
Merry Christmas. Can't wait, guys.
Ryan O'Neill, right tackle for the Minnesota Vikings, victorious by 3 points today over the New York Giants, who have lost 9 consecutive games. And the Vikings next get the Detroit Lions on Christmas Day. That one begins about 3:30. Let me roll over here with Eric Wilson real quick drive-by. You're having a really good arm day today. Is this different than like any other day?
Arm day gets juiced up after a win for sure, so excited for the boys.
Let me ask you this, whether it's not here because I've called all your games here, Green Bay, Cincinnati, wherever you played high school football in Michigan, have you ever been part of a game with 22 accepted penalties like today? It was 22 total, man, and I'll tell you, this it just didn't stop, you know what I mean?
Well, honestly, we knew that they were like the most, they threw the most flags to this point, but at a certain point it gets a little ridiculous. But it is what it is. You got to play on. Can't let it get to you and just go out there, turn that rage into physicality and violence.
So you're from Redford, Michigan? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now you went back and beat the Lions with your family and friends there and everything. Now they come to town on Christmas Day. Now they're a division team, so of course that matters, beating division teams. But like when you get a chance to beat the Lions, does that feel a little extra special because you're from Michigan?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. I think me being in the league and, in this division for as long as I have, it's a little, those division games gets a little chippy. It's like, they're like rivalry games. You play each other so much. It's like, these guys, you played against them. So, it's a matter of going out there and putting it all together, man. We're doing some good stuff, and it's a matter of being consistent.
6.5 sacks for you, man. Congratulations on the victory.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Eric Wilson, one of the best defensive players on the Minnesota Vikings, and he came through today before Jalen Redmond leaves. Got to do a drive-by with them. The sack for number 6, fantastic. The the block shot, as Kevin O'Connell would call it, the pass defense near the end of the game. I mean, that was big, man. And, a lot of teams were getting those block shots against the Vikings for a while. And, you could tell it was an emphasis here with Marcus Dixon, your D-line coach, and Flores and everything to start deflecting some passes at the line. And you've really come through with that. That stuff's important, man, right?
Yeah, man. It's just, it's drilled every day. So it's drilled on the daily, and it's just ingrained in me. When you can't get there, the best thing to do is get your hands up. Never know.
Yeah. Hey, lastly here with this DriveBys, everybody wants to leave. It feels like we've been here 3 weeks. But nevertheless, with you week by week, I mean, physically, mentally, we're near the end of the season, man, and you play a lot. And you've been, I could argue you're the Vikings defensive MVP. How do you keep yourself fresh? How do you keep yourself mentally and physically fresh?
Physically, you just, get in the training room and do everything you got to do, spend money on your body. So, mentally, man, I'm blessed to be here. So I'm taking it, day by day. I'm just happy to be here and happy to do my job.
You're fantastic, man. Congratulations on the victory.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
That's Jalen Redmond. He's got 6 DriveBys after 3 in a row for KO, 3 in a row for B-Flow. The border battle with Cindy is next.
Border Battle.
Snap. Caleb, play fake, looking to throw, going deep, searching for DJ Moore, over the shoulder, catch made, touchdown Bears! It's over at Soldier Field. The Iceman coming, the Iceman taken, a 46-yard spiral to the end zone to DJ Moore. 22-16 Bears, 4:50 in overtime, and DJ Moore is mobbed in the north end of Soldier Field. But I pray them all come.
How you feeling a couple of days removed from the L?
We're on to Baltimore, my man.
Yeah, I understand that. When does IU Alabama play?
That would be New Year's Day, Rose Bowl, 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that.
What'd you think of the Crimson Tide and that comeback against the Sooners?
That was crazy, man. I mean, they looked so bad, down 21-zip. They weren't tackling anybody. They looked disinterested, and it's like they got a pick six and they flipped a switch. But I don't know that they're going to be able to put up a lot of points on Indiana's defense. I feel pretty good about my alma mater's chances.
Border Battle.
Dave Sinykin at TC Head Cheese, host of Packer Preview, podcast Packer Review, available via the free iHeart Audio app. Do you think the Packers offense would have been better with Jordan Love, other than Malik Willis, who really up until the latter stages of the fourth quarter, I thought that whole thing was fantastic.
Do I think the Packers offense is better with Jordan Love than Malik Willis?
In that particular game against the Bears.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for sure. No question about it. You bring in Malik Willis and you are going to have some, I think, advantages over a defense that now has to play an offense that looks different than the one you prepared for. So I think that was, a little bit tough on Chicago's D to deal with that.
Yeah.
Malik's the ideal backup, but no, once Jordan Love left that game, I knew we were going to be in for a battle. I just was so impressed with how our defense held up for 58 minutes or so and kept that thing down. And, it took craziness, just like the Browns game. It was like a replay of what happened in Cleveland, a replay of what happened in the 2014 championship game in Seattle. Just all kinds of bad flashbacks watching the end of that one.
What do you do with K9 guy? Just roll him out there again against Tyler Huntley?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to. I mean, right now I'm more worried about whether Clayton Tune's going to be our starting quarterback Saturday night because Malik hurt that shoulder on the last play of regulation. Apparently, he's in a lot of pain. Don't know if Jordan's going to be cleared. Jaden Reed's the emergency quarterback. Might see some of that. Might be the Tyler Huntley Clayton Tune show Saturday night on Peacock. Let's watch.
I didn't realize that. Did you see Finchy on Friday night?
I did.
How about? Did you? What'd you think of that?
You gotta love seeing that. You've never seen Finchy explode like that. I mean, that was just. I can't imagine what that place was like. I've heard from a few people that were there, and they said it was like 2004 conference finals, 2 years ago, whatever. He got that place lit up. The players lit up. That was fun to see Finchy lose it like that, and Mike Honoria pushed all the right buttons that night to get it done.
What are the reports with Jordan Love's head? I mean, I know he's in concussion protocol, but Is anybody casting their gaze as to whether he'll play next game?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the few reports I've been able to sort of parse through the lines, it sounds like he's feeling a little better, but nobody knows, how he's going to react. It's the first concussion he's ever been documented with as an NFL player, the last 3 seasons as a player. So everybody reacts differently. Each one is obviously either more or less severe than the other. So, it's going to be tough. It's 7 days, though. It's Saturday to Saturday. It's not a short week, but, I would think it's less than 50-50 that he goes. And, thanks to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, Green Bay just needs one win or one Lions loss to reach the postseason. So by the time they take the field Saturday night, if your boys take care of business against the Kitties, we'll have punched our ticket before we even take the field.
Been a rough one this year for Rashawn Gary, right? And the reason I say that is when we were on buses from the Newark airport to the team hotel, just super, super late, I'm listening to Wayne Larrivee call the game. And Rashawn Gary made a fat play at the end of the game. And Larrivee he elevated things and basically was like, not saying where has that been, but he celebrated the moment with Rashawn Gary. It's been a rough one with him, hasn't it?
Terrible. Yeah, he's due a whole lot of money the next 2 years, and Green Bay would get out of it in 1 second if they could find a trade partner. There are some that think they might even cut him and just swallow the money. He's really fallen off a map this year after the first month of the season. You thought with Micah Parsons it would just open up all kinds of production for him. And I've seen a few clips from Saturday night in Chicago where it's focused on Gary, and you don't see the effort. You don't see him running hard after Caleb Williams scrambling. He's just kind of jogging, and maybe he's injured and he hasn't talked about it, but he looks like a guy that's fallen off the map. He's a big cap number, and I think Green Bay would move on from him and go with the young guys in 1 second if they could.
Have a great Christmas. Love you, buddy. Call you next week.
You too, please. We're rooting for you Christmas Day. Please get a W for us, my man. Have a great day.
Yes, sir. David Sinykin at TC Head Cheese. Speaking of TC, 9 to noon is at TCO and the radio studio tomorrow for our TCO Tuesday. I'm Paul Allen. Thank you for listening today. And here comes Norda with that wrap on the show.
Big boy's back. Now, what did I do wrong?
The game is over.
The Vikes win, but some fans are like, what's the cost? Some would have preferred that our favorite team lost. Stop playing well, you say. We got a tank for a higher draft pick on draft day. You'd say, thanks. Is it a safety that you covet? Because you're done with the QB, so if they got another, you'd love it. Tough times on the O-line. Need to replace Ryan Kelly or get Jeremiah Love, and you're doing a celly. Now you're watching the telly in the meantime, state of hockey, and this team's high end. But maybe we got cocky because these abs roll in. They're like, it's cute you got Hughes. Now watch McCarr and McKinnon go off like a lit fuse. And these Wolves keep winning, a point guard pinch. The refs are getting coal in their stockings from Chris Finch. The team keeps pulling themselves out of L's like a winch. Watch out for these Knicks, though, man. They're no cinch.
I'm a kid, so I call it KFAN.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.